Happy shores where shadows play, the alley whispers night and day. In abomination, alley's grip, where fear and danger tightly knit. Oh, the alley breathes a tale untold of secrets dark and hearts grown cold. Abbey streets, they'll pull you in to the depths where sin begins.
Hello and welcome to Dire Bear. It's Tuesday night, so of course that means we're playing Abomination Alley, or BRP actual play. I'll be your storyteller for the evening, Jason, and with me as usual will be Carr playing Teak, Sarah playing Vivian, Eric playing Michael, and Jeremy playing Salvador. Who remembers where we left off last week?
Many a fuck up.
Great
Shenanigans.
googly moogly, it all went to hell.
Nope. I will say nobody fucked up. That's just what happens when you put volatile elements together.
Mm.
No. We did we ran the play exactly how Michael wanted. This is just a consequence to that.
If you say so.
Michael said
Great
he wanted to do this
googly moogly.
non-violently. We did it non-violently. now comes the violence.
Yep.
Potentially. We could still walk out of this.
Mhm.
Alright, so if I recall correctly, you spoke to the troll under the bridge.
Mhm.
You got the child away from him without any violence.
Yep.
He had done no harm to the child,
Yet.
Just everyone else.
though there was a partially eaten
Yeah.
dwarf under there with him.
Uh-huh.
But let's see. Was it Michael and Teak that got his car? Yeah.
Yep.
Mhm.
Both of y'all picked up his truck or got his truck towed, but not to the garage that Teak works at, but to the mob garage where Teak had a buddy.
Mm. Because it was the fastest option in Deke's mind.
That's fine. Nobody's blaming Teak verbally.
Just Teak.
Out loud.
Teak is blaming Teak.
Deke is blaming
Mhm.
Teak.
So you got it fixed, you got it back. I believe the rest of you had run by the police station.
No.
Well, after Teak dropped off the thing, I think Teak went back to the diner to pick up everybody to go to the police.
That's right. You were at the diner feeding the kid, and then you took the kid to the police station. Okay.
Yes.
Mhm.
Most cheeseburgers he's had in his life.
Mm-hmm.
Slid like 3 of them into his pocket.
Which he shared with his buddy when you got to the police station.
Yeah.
Yeah,
no,
we don't
it's great.
begrudge him.
I loved-
That's slick.
I loved it. Slay kid.
So the police are going to take care of the children. You'll get them somewhere safe.
Vivian gave him the phone number, like, if you need anything, you tell me.
I believe y'all talked to. Did you talk to the police captain? Or was that the
We never
previous?
gave him a name.
Yeah.
I don't think
He's
so.
just been the captain.
Yeah.
Well, was it a captain or was it just another officer that was there?
I think it was a.
It was
I think
just
it was
an
just another
It
officer.
wasn't the
Okay.
captain.
Maybe it was the previous time. I know y'all spoken to the captain once where he actually
The
spoke. to
previous
Vivian.
time,
Okay.
yeah, the previous time it was Vivian and Michael who talked to the police guy.
That was as you were beginning the investigation into this and not. Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, so you just talked to some of the detectives or police officers in dealing with the kid. They took reports as to what had happened.
Yep.
Michael, on the other hand, went back over to where the truck was, or went back. He tracked down Cletus, hiding in a storm drain.
Mm-hmm.
And then drove back to where they dropped off the truck and was waiting for Cletus to show up. Noticed he was being observed. One of the mobsters had slipped over to talk to him, or at least you were pretty sure it was Orc mobsters.
Yeah.
And after just a short exchange, you heard gunfire coming from the alleyway that the truck was parked in.
And the troll yelling, "Get away from my truck."
Oh yeah, Cletus did yell that, did he?
Mm-hmm.
Meanwhile,
Teak put 2 to 2 together and told
That was
everybody to get in the vehicle.
I knew something happened where Teak realized, that might have been a bad idea.
Yep. Teak put 2 to 2 together, told everybody to get in the vehicle, and basically started driving normal pace, then turned the corner, and then as fast as a Model T can go.
Mm-hmm.
So 45 miles an hour standard, plus whatever tinkering Teak had done to it.
Tinkering.
You
I'll just see myself out now. Yes, I did. I'll just see myself out. now.
Tinkering on the Model T.
Jeez.
Why do I feel like I need to save that as a title for some downtime episode?
We'll get there at some point. Don't worry.
We'll have a beach episode. We're by a lake.
We're just tinkering away. It's fine.
Has it been long enough since the Star Wars campaign that I could run another race episode?
Been what, 2?
All I know is if it ever at some point we play Cyberpunk, yeah, I'm gonna be going race. Because no
This is
man.
the only group I would play Cyberpunk Red with.
Start the list.
Let's see. Old Guides, Fabula Ultima, Cyberpunk Red.
Add Cyberpunk.
What,
to
session 7,
list.
session 8?
9.
Nine.
We're
We almost
under the
made
double digits.
We almost made double digits for the list. Next year's list got started.
Behold the list.
We're just prepared.
The what? The list. The what? The list.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Specifically the 2026 list. Alright.
Gotta
Can't say
give
we're not
ourselves
forward
stuff to look
thinkers.
forward to.
Yeah.
So anyway, yes, Teak, with all y'all in tow, probably firmly gripping your seats as he is racing down the street.
And you realize, oh, Teak knows how to drive.
Stop
Maybe.
signs or suggestions.
Yep.
The light turning yellow means speed up.
Were there? Yeah, I gotta check that now.
The policemen are in no position to catch up to Teak.
Mm-mm-mm.
Did we just see a Model T go by?
Okay, yeah, the stoplights were a thing.
Yeah.
A speedy 35 miles an hour.
Mm.
Yep.
But anyway, we will start with Mr. Anderson.
Mm-hmm.
So gunfire. This guy was talking to you through your window. Gunfire. He looked over at you,
Go.
and then he starts sprinting across the street, headed back towards the alleyway. What are you doing, Mr. Anderson?
Driving away.
I will
based.
admit, not what I was expecting.
I assume
Yeah.
Teak will have seen Mr. Anderson's car at one point in time.
You've worked on his car, yeah. You know what it looks like.
Exactly.
See it coming
Exactly.
the other way. We're like, ah, shit, hit a UE.
No, yeah, he's like, oh Lord. Nope, bye.
Oh, gunshot. Oh no, run away from gunshots.
Mm-hmm.
Look, I'm made of meat. Gunshot is really hard on meat.
Well, there's also he's seen what that gun does to people.
Yeah,
He's
sure.
seen the troll. He's seen the gun. He's seen the troll-sized gun.
And he knows based on where he is A, downrange of said gun,
Yep.
and B, there's a lot of people between him and the troll.
He also mentioned
Hmm.
that he has a regenerative ability, so less inclined to be
Yeah.
worried about his safety.
It hurts when they pop out.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Exact words.
All right, so Michael
Yeah.
is driving away.
Yep.
Yep.
A man in my position cannot be seen in such a scene.
Actually, yeah, there's also that.
Literally the DA.
I've already got enough stuff to figure out.
Mhm.
I assume we see him like coming like as we're speeding by.
He's intentionally using the same route that he and Teak used to get the vehicle back.
So Teak would pass him then,
Yep, yep.
because he's using that exact route.
Teak, give me a spot check. You are very focused on your driving.
Nope.
Can the
I'm
rest of
focused
us
on
get in on that since we're
I'm
passengering?
gonna say if anyone's getting the spot check, it's probably the passengers.
Who is sitting shotgun?
Probably
Not-
Salvador.
yeah, not
because
Vivian.
Vivian is not in.
Vivian-
She's angry enough right now that she's focused.
I feel like Vivian and Leo are in the back, and Salvador's like, I've ridden with Teak, hops in.
Yeah,
All
he's-
right, Salvador
like,
can give me a spot check at normal difficulty.
Okay. Critical.
Nice.
Let's go.
Very nice, very nice.
Can I give one at increased difficulty?
You may.
How do you do that?
Oh, yeah, how do I
something
do that? How
that's
can I
something
do
I
that?
was checking about to check. on the-
Increased difficulty just decreases your chance of success by 20%.
Yeah, but it doesn't give me an option when I click it. It's just like, haha,
You just add 20 to your roll. So like if you have
87.
The 87
Yeah.
would have failed then. Yeah.
She's too busy seething.
Yep.
Salvador, you
Salvador
you however notice
My elven eyes.
What do your elf eyes say?
Mr. Anderson, give me a spot check.
They're
Hold on a
taking the
second,
bridge
writing
troll
note.
to Isengard.
I just had a thought. Lord of the Rings is a thing in this world, right?
It
This is
would
the real
be.
world.
Wait, what year?
it's
like,
called
it was
Lord of the
1910.
Bracelets. It's called Lord of the Bracelets. Copyright.
Yeah, yeah.
That spot check.
Yes, spot.
It hasn't come out yet.
Hey.
Success.
What about the Hobbit?
Really?
Lord of the Rings has not come out yet. Let me check Hobbit.
Or the Cimmerillion.
Cimmerillion came out afterwards, I believe.
Yeah, it did.
Oh. I guess it is 1937, huh? Fair enough.
1937.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Never mind.
We
So
got a couple
Tolkien's-
years. We got a couple
Tolkien
years.
may be working on the language at this point, the elven language at this point.
Oh, definitely. Him
Well,
and
he did that first.
him,
Tolkien
him, and,
consulting
him
real
and
life
some
elves.
actual elves.
Yeah.
him and C.S. Lewis still have a beef, though.
Mhm.
Yep.
But that is a success. So
So Salvador, you spot that car. Hey, I think that might be Michael's car. Sure enough, it is. And as y'all pass, you get that Umbrella Academy meme.
Yep.
Of the two people looking at the mirror at the window.
yeah.
Teak's like looking straight
Just
ahead.
like elbow Teak, like bang a Yui.
Okay. He'll make a Yui.
And I'm just imagining the Model T just drifting.
So that's the question. Am I doing a drive check?
For UE, yes.
Okay. Here's like, how did using another skill to help work last time? Because I
What
feel
guard-
like fine
first off,
manipulation.
First off, no, fine manipulation is like lock picking and stuff. It's not.
Yeah, but it says using your steady handing. Like the first thing it states is using steady hands.
I think you're using the
Think
opposite
steady
of
hands, like steady hands when you're painting a miniature.
Yeah. Okay. Then it's probably just a straight drive check because I can't think of any other ability that would help him in this situation.
Yeah.
But to answer your question, there's complementary, which the skill you're using to complement your main skill is
That
1/5.
Yep.
was getting close to a.
I don't. It's a failure. It's not a fumble. So if anything, he crashes into something. But I don't think he would like.
Or he just doesn't get the velocity to do a U-turn.
Yeah.
He has to actually stop and turn.
He has to do a 3-point turn. Yeah.
J turn.
It's not a fumble, at least.
Yeah, that's what I was
Yeah.
looking at. Was how close to a fumble that was getting. No, you spin around just fine, but the back end of the car smacks into a mailbox, one of those big mailboxes, and knocks it over.
Okay.
Probably
Takes
going
fine
to have
with that.
banged up the back a little bit. You may have to
Yeah.
beat out some dents.
Yeah, it'll be fun.
That's Michael. I think he just drove. I think something must have happened. But
Tico's-
I think you hit a
Tico-
mailbox.
following. Teak will just
That's
keep
nothing.
driving and follow Michael. Teak's like, won't be the
Mailbox,
first time.
whatever.
Hmm.
You get up to some weird stuff when you're
Everybody okay?
Yeah.
Looks back at
avoiding
everybody else.
open fire. Do we hear gunshots?
Oh, let's see. How many blocks away would
mean,
that be?
I will say, given this, you said that troll he's like what 8-9 feet,
Mhm.
or was it like 9-10, something like that?
Yeah.
Yeah, in that range. Yeah. I
Okay,
mean, I didn't exactly get the tape measures out of it.
all I'm saying is, in that picture, that gun is the size of him. So if that thing is going off,
You'd hear it like 3 blocks down.
Oh, yes, listen is a skill. I thought it was. Yes, any of you may make a listen check if you want to.
Sure.
Hey, Teak hears it.
I do not.
I'm getting in on it. I just had to answer a message.
can I even make that skill check?
A listen, sure.
Okay, fair enough.
I mean, you know the gunshots are happening.
Okay, fair.
Blue.
I can still hear them as I drive away.
All right, so everybody with a success, you hear it and just immediately know that's a gunshot. People with failures, you hear something, might be a car backfiring, could be a gunshot, could be a car backfiring.
Oh, great! Those
Yeah.
Caucasian people during 4th of July.
Or even maybe thunder. They don't see any clouds in the sky.
Yeah.
I think it's gunfire. Sounds like rat-a-tat-tat-tat-tat.
If it was
Those of you with
rat-tat-tat-tat-tat,
successes, you don't just hear the one loud one. You also hear like smaller, not quite as loud ones. That's
Mm-hmm.
Or the failures
was my-
only hear the big gun go off.
Yep. Yeah, I'll explain. That was Michael's car.
And you quickly catch up with Michael because he's probably not driving like a madman.
Mm-mm.
But if Michael's
He's
safe,
Teak
Please be
will
fine.
follow by at a steady pace once
Mhm.
he knows Michael's out of the way. Safe.
All right, where is Michael driving to?
To the office.
Okay.
The guild office? Not his office.
The office we
Our
rented
office.
above the.
Yeah. That's what I was like. His brain just went, how do I say this quickly?
The-
Guild office.
The Beorn office.
Beorn office.
Beorn. Words are hard today.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. And that word always comes out sounding Swedish even when it's not supposed to. Probably because I know some guys named Beorn.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so you get back to the office without any fuss.
Mhm.
You do pass a police car going the other way at one point,
Yeah, that tracks.
and then shortly thereafter another one.
Hmm.
But y'all get back to the office. You pull in, Teak pulls in next to you.
He just inspects the damage, sees how bad it would be.
If those cops weren't going after an active gunfight, you might have been stopped for missing a tail light.
Yeah, you have to replace one of them taillights.
he can do that. That's fine.
And like the the little fender thing or whatever you call it that goes up over the wheel.
Will guard.
On Model Ts is kind of a separate little something as opposed to kind of how they are on modern cars.
Yeah, it's dented in a little bit.
But,
Salvador gets out of the car and is like, "This is officially not my circus, not my monkeys."
all right, so y'all all pile out. Michael looks fine.
Yep. I think Salvador does look up Michael up and down. You're unharmed?
He's just kind of sitting in the car, just like zoned out, just staring off into space.
Hey,
Rethink
good,
his
Michael?
life choices.
He actually like jumps, like looks over at like Salvador, like really wide-eyed.
first gunfight?
I wish that answer was a no.
Come on, let's go inside. I'll, like a proper chauffeur, offer to open his door for him, help him up.
Mhm.
Vivian's walking ahead and unlocking the door to the office.
Mhm.
All right, so y'all all get inside.
Mm.
So I heard what sounded like thunderclaps, but there is nothing in the sky. So I could, my years of training informs me that that is most likely not what that was.
He just doesn't really say anything. He just finds a chair somewhere and sits down and just kind of stares at the floor.
Vivian takes the seat behind the desk and is like, "So, this has all gone to shit."
Yeah.
Between the parlay we were going to have with the orcs, potentially now fumbled, the police are probably very well aware that there was a troll, considering the children's testimonies. And right after we'd said we'd like to work cooperatively with both of you to these people.
Yeah.
And you wanted to not break the law.
No, I didn't.
So what do we do? Because it is going to come back to us in some not so small way and bite us all in the ass.
I go talk to the captain.
a start. You need to figure out where you stand. We can't stand beside you if you don't know where you are.
I didn't even really know where I was then.
Figure it out.
Hmm.
Looking over at Teak. You're with the mob?
Was
The energy just went like. What is your deal?
Is that to Vivian?
Yes.
Just
Teek's sitting over there like with the tail light and is just like with a
so much.
screwdriver.
You're going to have to elaborate.
The energy here and then the energy here, like pointing down at Teak, just like
Teek's on top of like a file cabinet, just like
One of those like 2-drawer ones.
yeah, he's just like sitting on it, working on the light.
She points. At Michael. I've known him long enough to know he's already saying that to himself.
I don't know any of y'all like that, so fair enough.
I mean, I didn't know that it would go this way. It was a rush job, and that was the fastest option I had. So his ears are flat. He's just kind of not looking at anybody, just like
He's like
kind of
idly poking
taking.
his tail light.
He's not even
He's
poking
fiddling
it.
with
He's
his
actually like
tail light
taking.
that any of y'all can tell. There's no fixing that. But he's
Yeah,
just
no, he's like
It has sentimental
he's
value.
he's just taking it apart at this point. He's just like just popping it off and
Taking the fuses off.
yeah. It's like what can I and can I not salvage?
gives me something to look at other than all the people staring at him.
Yeah.
Just want us to figure out what type of face we want to present to people. Because
Not
we
like I
can't
was
keep changing that up.
Well, it wasn't like I was expecting to be in front of something that was that big.
You called the play. We went with it. Best we could.
I had no plan.
You
I
said not
heard a
violent.
child
That was the plan.
crying, and I saw what this thing did to everything else that it had encountered in the city, and any plan I had just kind of went out the window.
And you still managed to find relatively a peaceful solution.
The only good
That
thing I
he,
managed
like,
to do
waved
was
his
save a
hand.
child's life.
You did. You saved 2 children's lives, in fact.
Well, I'll be honest. Trying to once they put their mind to something, trying to talk an orc mobster out of doing something is like trying to pull one of their teeth, and they have a gun on your head.
That sounds oddly specific.
Teek's also into.
He may have pulled a few teeth at this time. You don't know.
I know I'm not some big, courageous guy. I never went and fought in a war. I was just trying to keep all of us alive. None of you saw what that gun could do, or what it did.
Sure heard it.
My concern now is. Go ahead.
That thing was as tall as it was, with a barrel with the same circumference as your arm, Salvador.
I was there. I saw it.
My only thought was saying whatever I had to get us out alive and to try to get that kid safe. because
You've.
that
I'm gonna be real with you. I'm gonna
terrified
be
me.
so real with you. I would have just shot him and continued to shoot him, and given his testimony, continued to shoot him.
I fired, and I kept firing.
In
It went
hindsight,
on for
Well,
several
probably should
hours.
have.
I disagree. I think I was wrong. I think you were right. I think we didn't get there, and that I think that's okay. But I think that you had the right of trying to find an amicable solution for everybody because it's like Doc said. He's large and green and has been chastised for being large and green. What's happening over there right now? That that's just that is it sucks. But I don't think anything I don't think that we are going to like pragmatically speaking, that was just going to happen eventually anyway.
I
Like
had sworn a long time ago that I wouldn't let another child die.
how long have you been defense attorney?
10 years, 7 months, and 19 days.
Sounds about how long I've been using any kind of pats his chest weapons. We pick the thing we're good at. You are good at talking to people, and not just people, but strange folk. You don't seem to discriminate like someone else that would be in your position. And that is remarkable, as evidenced by your solution to speak with a troll.
It's one of my few redeeming qualities.
I'm sure you've got more, and I'm sure I'll find out the rest of them as we go along.
Well, I have to have a meeting with the captain now.
I have a feeling they're probably pretty busy right now, considering there's a
They've
shootout between a troll, the Orc Mafia, and uh, probably now police.
He was like kind of half rising and just sort of slumps back down in the chair.
I'm not saying don't go if you want to. I'm just saying you may be sitting there for a while.
or you might get through real fast because only the captain's there.
Well, it's probably better to get this over with. Nothing else, I need to be honest about my part in this.
Do you want company?
That's not a choice. You are taking company.
Well, I guess the choice has been taken out of my hands.
Sometimes it's easier that way.
He kind of like he pats Michael's shoulder. It's like whatever doubt you had in your mind that you were for whatever you had, just it's okay. You did the best you could with what you had. Sometimes it just doesn't work the way you wanted it to, and that's okay.
Well, is anyone else coming?
Looks over at Teak. Are you coming?
Sure. And he sits the light down, hops off the cabinet.
All right, y'all taking the same vehicle? Y'all driving both vehicles over there?
He's not driving his vehicle right now. The next place the next place he's driving his vehicle is home to fix it himself.
Which means everybody gets to ride in the fancy car.
Yay.
Teak is
Uh,
probably sitting in someone's lap. Who knows? I don't know how big the vehicle is.
I'm not sure how big it is either.
Considering the time period, it probably has a back seat, considering it was the time like chauffeur drivers.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, somebody sitting shotgun, two people sitting in the back. You should be fine.
mhm.
This is fine. I'm sure this is fine.
So y'all drive back over to the precinct.
Mm-hmm.
The Windburn precinct, I believe it was. Yeah.
Yes.
Not as many cars as usual. Well, police cars, it is.
Gee, I wonder why.
You walk in, there's, the desk sergeant is there.
Mm-hmm.
Not as many people, at desk, in the big kind of bullpen area
Yeah.
or whatever you call it. There's a few. I mean, the precinct is not empty.
Mm-hmm.
And there are civilian, citizens in there sitting and talking.
Mm.
You see a little, when the desk sergeant looks up, it's like he takes you all in. And you can tell he realizes who you must be.
Mm.
Can I help you?
I understand you're probably busy tonight, but is the captain in?
He's on his way to a scene. Is there a message you would like to leave? I don't know. Let's see, how much would he tell you? I suspect he'll be gone a while.
I see. Just that I need to speak with him when he has a moment.
Okay. And you are Mr. Anderson, Michael Anderson. He probably wouldn't say your first name.
Yes.
Mr. Anderson. Is it just you that needs to speak with him, or everyone? He just gestures to you.
Well, who was it that had called him to say that he needed to come to the office to give his testimony about what happened with the kid? I don't remember who it was.
I forget who passed that word along.
I don't think we ever gave them a name.
It was the officer we were talking to.
Yeah. Well, there was also an officer that had called my office to ask me to speak with him about what happened earlier today.
Mm-hmm. No, with the kids, yeah.
Would they be available to take my statement now?
Let me check. He comes back a minute later. Yes. And we're pretty sure I didn't give that guy a name at the time.
I don't believe you did either. I think we just went with, it's an officer.
Yeah. Officer Brown.
Good okey.
So, he tells you to sit over there. Officer Brown is taking someone else's statement about something or other.
Mm.
So you sit and you see where Officer Brown, or you see where one is talking to somebody. And when she gets up, he looks up and catches y'all's eye and motions you over.
Yeah.
Mr. Anderson, thank you for coming by.
Sorry I wasn't here earlier.
Oh, it's quite all right. Your friends were very cooperative, so we just need your statement to go along with theirs.
Mm.
And he asked the same sort of questions that he asked them. What did this thing? What did this? He would say thing. What did this thing look like? Did you get a good look at it? Your friend said it was mostly standing in shadow. They didn't seem to have gotten a very good look at it.
Yeah. I believe I was the only one close enough to get a good look.
Oh, can you describe it then?
Approximately between 8.5 to 10 feet tall, wearing overalls, covered in hair, large teeth, particularly the lower jaw protruding out of the lips with large tusks.
He's jotting all this down.
Carried a very, very large shotgun. It
Yeah, I
was.
think they mentioned that it had a big gun.
Well, it was as big as he was.
So I could take down an elephant then.
Went by the name of Cletus.
Okay. And it was reasonable enough that you were able to negotiate the child's release.
I did my best to do so, yes. Granted, there was a very, very large shotgun at play, so through a lot of terror.
Oh, I can imagine. I doubt you get, being a DA, I doubt you get guns pointed at you too often.
Not typically, no. Knives I can handle. I've dealt with that before.
They get you a little bit of a look, but
He just gestures to the scar under his eye.
Is he's in his own little office room when he's taking the statement, right? Or is he just off to the side?
If you've ever seen any of those cop movies where there's just the big room and everybody's got their desk, but it's all kind of open, that's the setup here. Because this is just an office. This is not a detective or anybody that would have his own. In fact, it may not even be his desk. It may just be a communal desk he's using.
So can I hear that? Can I hear the conversation?
Give me a listen check, but it's difficult because while this room isn't crowded like it usually is, there are other officers dealing with other people. So there's
Sure.
and typewriters going. There's other noise.
Where did listen go? There it is. Listen. That's failure. That would have been a failure. That might actually be a fumble on a difficult check.
An 88. I don't think it's. I don't.
98.
Let's see. Well, you rolled a
20,
78,
right?
so that becomes an. Oh, that's right, 98 because it's 20, not 10. Yeah. Yeah, that's a possibility then. Let me check. And your skill was.
Listen.
So 25%.
Yeah.
He's sitting like in one of the chairs and his feet don't reach the ground, so he's just kind of like idly like just letting them
So 78
like
becomes
float.
98. A 97 is a fumble in this instance.
Okay, so I fumbled.
So yeah, so you're completely mishearing the conversation.
You just see him like gesture to his cheek, basically. It'd be his left side.
See,
it's kind of like
it's something about it being big and handling something and gesturing to his face. Is he telling the cop the troll gave him the scar?
I thought we were the ones doing the lying.
But let's see. Oh, he asked you if you had seen the body that was under the bridge.
I did, yes.
Okay. I don't think your friends had mentioned seeing it.
I'm unsure if they did. I wasn't exactly in the frame of mind to ask.
We discovered that when we, after getting their statements where the bridge was, we went out and we found the body of a male dwarf.
So that's what it was.
So it appeared it had been partially eaten. So
I see.
So that the kid was lucky, that kid was lucky that you and your friend came by when you did.
If I'm being perfectly honest, the only thing I was thinking of at the time is that gun was aimed at the child.
Like a hostage situation.
And I said whatever I needed to try and negotiate his release.
Nobody can blame me for that. I got 2 kids at home myself. As far as I'm concerned, you did fine. And I think we've got about all the information here we need, Mr. Anderson. Thank you for coming by and cooperating like this.
Of course. That's all then, I guess.
Oh yes. He stands up and shakes your hand or offers to shake your hand when you stand up.
And he shakes it.
And as you're walking away, he gestures to the next person that was sitting waiting.
As we walk back, I kind of look at Michael. I go, "The troll did what to your face?"
Huh?
Even Teak looks at Salvador like, what?
The troll did nothing to me.
Yeah, I know. I saw you. I heard troll, and I saw you like point up here, and just
No,
it was a lot.
No, the troll didn't do this. Justice to the scar.
I was there. I know.
As you're leaving, you see 2 officers. They come in as you're approaching the door out. They're coming in the door and passing.
Mm-hmm.
And they're talking about somebody. They're referring to somebody named Allens.
Mm-hmm.
But they're talking about him being shipped off to the hospital after that thing threw a dumpster at him. And their uniforms, they look like they've been rolling around on the ground. One of them's got a slight limp.
Do you need any help inside, officers? As he gestures to the man with the limp.
No, it's not that bad. I just whacked my knee good.
Well, all right. He'll hold the door open for him, though.
Oh, thank you, sir.
Of course.
And there's no recognition here. You're a dude dressed kind of nice or whatever.
Yeah.
The non-limping one does make eye contact with Vivian and kind of smile.
Polite nod and smile back.
The limping one is human. The smiling one is an elf. All right. So what do y'all do for the rest of the evening?
What time of the
I think I-
evening is it right now?
Yeah.
Like
Oh,
early
let's
evening.
see. I think it was just starting to get dark when you talked to Cletus.
So 4 o'clock.
Yeah.
Uh,
It's probably nighttime.
yeah, it's not too terribly late,
Mm.
but it is dark. Maybe it's 8 or 9 tops.
Yeah.
Because you'll have driven back and forth in the city a bit.
Mm.
Granted, the trip with Teak probably didn't take all that long. One of those ways. But basically, do you have anything else you're going to do tonight, or are y'all just going to reconvene? Try to get rest and reconvene in the morning?
I'm. Maybe you want pastries.
I could eat.
What kind of pastries are we talking?
Whatever we can find.
Okay.
This is like the shawarma event. Pastries.
Basically, yeah.
Pastries sound like a good idea.
Well, let's go find something.
All right, so you go and you find just a little pastry shop,
Mm.
Little bakery, I should say. Though they clearly focused more on pastries than like bread or something.
Yeah.
You go in. It appears to be a joint pixie halfling establishment.
Okay.
About half the tables are sized for pixies and halflings.
Mm.
And kobolds, coincidentally.
Peak has probably been
Oh,
here at least
I-
once.
Go up and see if they have Danishes.
Of course, they've got Danishes.
Good.
What kind of bakery would they be?
They're a recent addition to America.
In the 20s, they might very well be. Fair enough.
They came in 1915. There's things I've had to Google that I never thought I'd have to Google for this fucking game.
Are these available?
And I'm looking like, when did scones make it over here?
Well, they walk in and Michael he just goes, just order what you all want. I'll pay for it.
No, I bit your
Sure,
face
sure.
off. I'll pay for it.
Vivian.
Oh hell yeah! Teague's getting a donut.
Just get like 2 donuts, one for each hand.
I was like, when first donut in America, it came in the 1920s. Fuck yeah!
Donuts are a new invention.
Here's the thing. I'm going to quote one of the kids I teach in Sunday school because you saying 2 donuts made me think of this, and I'm just imagining Teak doing it now. He has a donut in each hand because he has to have a balanced diet.
Damn right. That's exactly what Teague says.
So yeah, you go up, you pick out what you want,
Mm.
And they've got coffee, and they serve coffee to go with it.
Yeah,
I get 1 Danish and 1 kolach.
Oh god, cola, just damn.
Mm.
So let's get a donut and coffee.
Michael comes back with 2 Danishes, coffee, and a donut.
It's just 2 donuts and a water because you don't want to see this kobold on coffee.
No.
Oh,
we
and
do.
a milk. And a milk, because Salvador is canonically a milk drinker.
I'm imagining Teak now like having some of Michael's like special coffee and becoming the squirrel from Hoodwinked.
Oh,
More than likely, you will see vibrations that you did not know a kobold could do.
What is that thumping noise? Oh, it's the kobold's tail on the back of his seat.
Give Salvador and Doc PTSD from machine gun fire. Mm.
Salvador still talks, like, make small talk about, like, discovering kolaches out while he was out in Europe during World War One.
All right, so y'all spend the, next little bit. Sounds like y'all just spend it chilling,
More or less.
letting Michael get his head back on straight.
Mm-hmm.
Was it
Our
ever on
friendship
straight
and this
though?
gun I found.
Other
Did you
customers
say
come and
kobold or
go.
knife?
Did you just say the power of friendship in the scone I found?
Yes.
No gun.
Oh,
Both.
I heard scone, and I'm like, that is very clever, and I love it.
Who
What
gave the
given was plus?
kobold a knife?
But you have other customers come in, and one of them starts, talking with the person behind the counter. Clearly, they know each other. And he's talking about this. Oh, there was this shootout. He don't know exactly what's going on. He thinks it might have been, might have been the orcs and the police getting into it. He didn't have the details, but he rattles off Michael a very familiar address.
Mm-hmm.
Talk about the cops. It's just covered up with police right now.
Drinking coffee and like kind of doing the side eye looking around thing.
But,
Please make it more obvious, Vivian.
Teak is like basically, I don't hear a thing, donut.
Salvador's
Teague's
doing the
former
same thing,
mob.
right?
He knows how not to react to that sort of thing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
He's-
Michael's just kind of nibbling on one of the Danishes.
But he's like, oh yeah, some people in the neighborhood said they thought they heard a cannon go off. But no, they didn't see anything because they weren't going outside with that going on.
Oh.
And he seems excited to be talking about it. You get the idea that it's a gossiper, and he comes in. He's the first person to, he's first person in here talking about it.
He's like, I gotta tell you this before anyone else.
One of those.
Mm-hmm. The lady behind the counter said, "Oh, that sounds awful. Hope nobody was hurt."
These are strange folk. I think Salvador's a little more loosened in demeanor versus like where he if this was like a human controlled place. Like the diner, he's got like he's almost like masking versus being here.
But yeah, you do see some humans come in and get some stuff.
It's a good. It's
just
good
this
food.
This is just an area where humans are probably in the minority in this neighborhood, but they're not non-existent or anything.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, eventually y'all finish off y'all's drinks and pastries. Everything's quite good. Y'all head home at this point?
Well, Michael asked where he's taking people, if you're just taking them back to the office to get the car, or dropping people off, or what.
I could probably walk home from here if y'all want.
I'm probably gonna take it home and try and fix the rear end.
Considering the hour of the night, I'll take a ride home.
Okay.
Salvador will walk to his apartment.
Okay.
Yeah. Michael will take Teak back to the office to get his car,
Mhm.
and then he'll drive Vivian home.
Okay. All right, so they drop you off. You drive home.
The mob is waiting for you.
Don't be
Someone's got
ridiculous.
a large baseball bat.
Be ridiculous. Yeah, right.
So we're always ridiculous, sir.
Adept is ridiculous. No.
No, wrong game. Vetoed.
So
Do not add to list.
You get in your apartment. There is a note laying on your kitchen table.
He looks at it. He just sighs and he walks over and he picks it up.
There is a time. But all the letter says is the boss would like to see you. And there's a time that's clearly the next day.
He just hangs his head.
To
And
be fair, he didn't know.
sits it down and he grabs his tools and he goes and works on his truck.
Car, you don't have a truck. But Salvador, you walk home without any issue. Though when you step in the building, you hear loud fussing. Is the best way to describe it.
Is it in English and or Elvish?
It's in English.
Okay.
You hear Miss Myrtle Penrose. You know, your landlady. You've met her.
Yep.
She seems to be yelling through a door about late rent. She knows whoever's in there. She's telling them quite loudly that she knows they're in there. And that they have to the end of the week. She doesn't want to evict them, but they haven't paid it by the end of the week. They're out.
For narrative's sake, Salvador's apartment's gonna be a couple doors down from there, and he's just gonna walk by and be like, "Is everything all right?" It's very loud for 11:30.
Well, they've been avoiding me. But I know they're in there. But she starts kind of fluttering along, next to you. She is not a fast, agile flyer, Miss Myrtle.
Did your sibling get you the rent I gave you?
Oh, yes.
Excellent. I wasn't sure if it was a scam or not, but that's why I kept the receipt. That's why I kept the receipt just in case.
Oh, you hadn't met Abraham before. Okay.
No, I've only been here for a little over a month at this
point.
Oh,
yes. I was a little under the weather, but
well, I'm glad you're feeling better.
I wasn't sure how he would do. He's such a gentle soul. I didn't know how threatening he could be. Not that we need to be threatening with you. You've always paid on time. But some of these dead beats, and she looks back at that door.
Who's in there?
The Wrights.
The family?
That's a couple.
That's a couple.
Couple of deadbeats.
I think Salvador snorts. I had a rough evening. This is the laugh I needed.
Pretty guy looks at you.
Beorn duties.
Oh. Well, I hope everyone's all right.
No one's missing a limb as far as I know.
And by this
So
point,
take
y'all
me
got
to the boss.
you've gotten to your doors.
Well, I'm actually waiting for her to leave.
Oh, when you get to your door, she keeps going. Well, you have a good evening, Mr. Salvador.
You too. And he will open his door. He will get like a bobby pin out of his out of his room. And just professional curiosity. I'm gonna listen in on the door and just hear if there's anybody on the other side of that door that she was banging on furiously.
All right, give me a.
I'm not picking the lock right now. I just have the bobby pin just in case.
Not breaking and entering yet,
Right,
but it's next on the list.
right.
You got to go in stages, and there's stages and steps you have to go through.
Yeah, yeah.
Check for traps.
So listen,
Listen.
success.
You hear a hushed whispering on the other side, or at least it sounds like whispering through the door. You can't make out necessarily individual sounds, but there's definitely at least two people in there talking.
Okay.
So Miss Myrtle was right that they were in there, or somebody was in there.
Okay, he puts away the bobby pin. Then he's like, I don't have to bust down this. I don't have to like break into this door because there's not dead people in there. They're just deadbeats. Fair enough. And then he'll go back into his room and rest.
Okay.
Just his overwhelming sense to do the right thing. But yeah, he sits at like a 90-degree angle as he sleeps. God, I wish I could do that.
What's that now?
I wish I could do that.
Oh, okay.
Just like sleep at a 90-degree angle.
Yeah,
Sleep standing up.
I've got to at least be
Yeah.
tilted slightly.
If you ask any of these people who've met me, I can apparently just shut off. Like
He was
pulling the
talking
plug.
3 minutes ago.
Oh, hey, it's 10 o'clock. Where's socks?
Just laid out like a dead man in a coffin. Like, we say this with nothing but love
Yeah,
absolutely.
I know.
Absolutely nothing but
and a
love.
little bit of envy because, man,
Yeah.
All right. And then Michael dropped, after, dropping Teak off,
Mhm.
Michael drives by, he drops Vivian off at her apartment.
Mm-mm-mm.
You get upstairs, Vivian, and moment while I find her name.
lilac.
Lilac, thank you. You open the door, the apartment's dark. You step in. The moment the door clicks shut, you hear Lilac's voice. And where have you been, young lady?
Trying to corral circuses and monkeys.
And a table lamp clicks on.
She's just sitting under the table lamp.
Yeah, cross-legged.
Nothing nearly as exciting as you're thinking.
Oh, so you weren't with Mr. Anderson.
I got a ride home after I bit his face off for being a fool, but that was it.
An innuendo for something? No.
Was he flirting with somebody else?
No.
All right,
Why are you...
Tell me what he did. I'll make tea.
Shakes her head. explains the whole debacle with the troll and everything, and like ends it with like, I was not involved in any of this, and somehow I'm having to deal with it.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
I wanted to be the law-abiding one.
Also, Teak was in the mob.
Yeah, she might not say that. She might not say that.
You mean she doesn't trust Lilac?
She trusts Lilac, but that's Teek's information to tell. Well, no, it would kind of tie into the story of somehow the mob knows. Yeah, she'd be like, oh yeah, in the Kobold, Teek, he is in the mob, or was attached to the mob.
Wow, it really is the quiet ones you have to watch out for.
Hmm.
She doesn't seem as shocked by that news as you. A little surprised maybe, but like, okay, if somebody's in the mob, whatever. She's dealt with a lot of scummy
She's
rich
dealt with the
people.
mob before.
Yeah,
Yeah. They both have, but she's just like, I didn't think Teek, sweet little Teek.
Now the gun makes all the sense.
Makes sense why he's such a good shot.
Ooh, maybe he's a made man. Oh, maybe he's a hitman.
That could have
I
shot.
mean, it's possible. I think he's just more driver.
Yeah.
Though he did hit a mailbox, so who knows. What did you get up to after the whole brunch debacle?
Oh, looking around for some work. I've got a line on a couple jobs. Nothing long term, but yeah.
I need to
I should be able to pay the
find
rent
some.
next month anyway.
You're fine. You don't take up that much room.
That's true. Maybe I shouldn't be paying half.
You can pay a third. And
Deal.
chipping on groceries.
But what I don't get is why was he trying to get the troll just out of town? I mean, he's with the DA. Shouldn't he be trying to get him arrested or something?
I don't know. I think he just panicked.
Trolls are pretty big.
There was
from what I
a
hear,
kid.
I've thankfully never seen one.
Apparently 10 foot. Gun as big as the troll, so I mean.
Well, all guns are huge for me. If they're pointed at me. So.
Yeah. I'm just saying that one would have probably turned you into paste.
Well, it'd be like tomato paste. I'm sure that would be delicious.
Naturally. Now we just have to see what happens with the police and the mob.
Well, that sounds like fun.
I know.
Though if the mob only know about Teak, and Michael,
There's a very loud eye roll.
yeah, probably be only them two that have to deal with that.
Which means that I will have to deal with it as well. I'm not letting either of them. I have to keep an eye on people, you know that.
Yeah, you've got that mother bear instinct.
Someone has to herd the fools. Eldest daughter syndrome.
Oh, so Vivian's got siblings.
I haven't decided if she does or not. Feel free to give her siblings.
Well, it's just that you just mentioned elder daughter, so it's like, well, she's an
Might
elder
as well.
child.
Sure.
That does imply she has siblings. Or at least a sibling.
Why
Uh, but So yeah, Lily talks to you a little bit more before she's ready for bed.
She will go to bed and then probably plan to be up early, go to the office unless anything pops up that requires her attention.
Okay. Mr. Anderson.
Mm-hmm.
You drop Vivian off.
Mhm.
I assume drive back home after that.
Yep.
Okay. No messages, no anybody waiting on you.
Mhm.
Or no letters, I should say.
Yeah.
Do you do anything before bed?
Uh. Yeah. Just because, why not see if it works? Use PowerPoint and everything.
All right, what are you trying to do?
Yay, success. He's basically going to sit there and comb through every single second of the day. And basically pinpoint where he messed up.
I don't even need a PowerPoint to do that in the evening.
All right, let's see.
Research?
Cutting the deal. Well, you got the eidetic memory,
Yeah.
so you remembered. And like
Yeah.
ultimately, you really can't fault yourself for the deal you made with the troll to get the kid.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, maybe with Leo and Salvador, maybe y'all could have taken the troll down, but could you have done that without hurting the child? You got the child away from him. That was probably fine.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe you should have just told the police where to find the troll and let them handle it from there.
Yeah.
Because he did come into town and kill people.
Mm-hmm.
Your line of thought at the time, I'm assuming, was along the lines of get him out of town so the violence stops.
Mm-hmm.
But as a DA, that's not really how it's supposed to operate.
Yeah.
So you would probably say that is where you erred.
Makes sense.
You were acting less like a DA and more like somebody that had saw a monster and was just trying to get out of town.
Mm.
And maybe you should have made a few more inquiries about who Teek's mechanic friends were.
Maybe.
But you didn't have all the data on Teek at the time, so.
Mm-hmm.
And you did tell him it was a rush job.
But so yeah, you can admit that mistakes were made. Some of them were probably avoidable.
Mm-hmm.
Now you just have to worry about what the repercussions might be.
Yep.
So of all of you, Michael is probably the one that will have the most trouble getting to sleep.
Mm-hmm.
The rest of you has been a busy day. Y'all probably drift off without too much trouble, except maybe Teek.
Yep.
Because he's got a meeting to look forward to tomorrow.
Hmm.
Now, before y'all left the pastry shop, did you set up a time to convene the next day?
I don't know.
Do we want to just say in the morning?
Yeah.
When is Teek's appointment?
Afternoon.
Yeah, in the morning.
Mm-mm-mm.
Hearing a lot of wind.
Same.
So okay, night passes uneventfully. You get up the next day, Vivian. You know, you're getting ready. You're going. You realize you haven't seen Lilac this morning.
She's already. She peeks like wherever Lilac's got like her bed set up. I figure she's got like a giant like the old cabinets that are freestanding, like
Yeah,
a wardrobe kind
yeah,
of.
I was about to say about the size of a wardrobe.
Yeah,
There's a
she's
house
like,
in the house.
yeah, it's a house in a house.
She's got the inside customized with shelves and
Yeah.
stairs between the shelves.
Exactly.
Borrowers.
Exactly.
Uh,
She'll leave a note.
you listen quietly at the door. You hear a little bit of snoring inside.
Oh, she's asleep.
It's not unusual for her to sleep late. Though a lot of times that's because
No.
she's up late. Well, she went to bed, at a reasonable hour last night. Yeah, whatever.
How early in the morning is it? 7, 8 o'clock.
Something like that. Because it was after 11 before you went to bed. So
She's not going to poke her full head around the edge of the door. Just like, Lilac.
what?
Do you want any breakfast or anything? I'm going to be heading out soon.
No, I'm good. I'm good.
Okay. Don't do anything stupid.
That's you and Mr. Anderson.
She flicks the door pretty hard. Not like hard enough to damage or knock it or anything, but just
But for a
loud
fairy,
enough
it
to
makes
make a loud noise.
Hey! I don't go slamming your door when you're sleeping.
You would if you could. I'll attach a string to it so you can dramatically slam it later. If you hear anything about performance, like spots or anything that are coming up, let me know.
Yeah, well, I will.
She will get dressed and head towards the office.
Salvador.
Hey.
Anything you get up to prior to going to the office?
Just cleaning my weapons, making sure they're in tip-top shape.
For no reason in
They're
particular.
good. I don't think he gets up to anything hinky or anything like that. He just makes sure they're good. He's gonna look into getting like a large one of those long duffel bags for his rifle, so as to not like have so many questions be asked.
Oh, he's got golf clubs. Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Xenos?
Oh God.
I don't know. It's like, a violin case wouldn't cut it for a rifle.
No,
Cello.
If you got a case for like a bass
an upright,
or a
yeah.
cello, yeah, that'd be great. Just carry that big thing
Yeah,
around with you.
I think that's his routine is like, I think he goes into almost like the D&D elf like meditation thing. except it's not, it doesn't last 4 hours and he doesn't get a long rest off of it. He's just like going over things he wants to accomplish in the near future. It's like, I think getting a case for my rifle would be a good idea. But I also think he's going to start keeping it at the office. So he will take it with him, strap it to his back.
But yeah, swinging by
He's tied, whatever it needs to be.
Swinging by some little general store type place, you can get you a duffel bag. It'll fit in.
Yep. Like I don't think Academy was the thing, but like a sporting store.
I don't think they'd have individual sporting goods stores. Yeah, a city this big would be bound to have something. But yeah, you're able to pick that up. Yeah.
Okay. Oh, perfect. Then he'll do it on the way to the office then. just kind of shows them the size of the rifle. Is like, I get weird looks. I don't want any trouble. This is a just in case thing.
Have you,
So I
the guy
just
behind the
want,
counter's like, have you considered a pistol? If you self protection, he gets self protection.
yes, I have. He pats his chest.
Okay. He has no problem getting you a bag.
Have you seen some of the stuff in this town?
Well, that's fair considering the rumors I've been hearing about yesterday.
Yeah, exactly.
Uh,
It's better to
Have you-
have what you don't need than need what you don't have.
so yeah, he gets you a nice sized duffel bag.
Okay,
You can fit more than
Not
just the
just-
rifle in it.
Okay, cool. He will keep it. He will keep his pistol concealed, but he will put the rifle in the bag. He will unpiece tie it though.
Put it in the bag.
As we noted earlier, later in this year is when Michigan starts putting some actual, legitimate gun laws through.
Yep.
Right now,
Salvador
it's the Wild
State.
West.
Thanks, NRA.
Great. Now I got to find out. Now I got to check to see when the NRA became a thing.
I'm on it.
Away we go.
Ta-go-go!
1871.
1871.
Yes, they are well established at this point.
No, I'm aware.
Oh, right. You live in Texas.
Art-
Sorry. That's
yes.
probably part of the history. That's probably part of your
Curriculum.
history
Part of
curriculum.
state's history.
It's on the state testing stuff.
No, there's fun information I learned during last month's deep dive into certain laws that I won't talk about on stream.
Yeah, that's right. So you show up, at the office with a nice big bag.
Mhm.
Teak.
He's the first one at the office with a cup of coffee in hand.
Okay.
He's sitting there waiting for outside. If he doesn't have a key, sitting there waiting outside the door, just sitting on the floor.
I believe.
Everyone got a key.
V got a key for
I
everybody.
I couldn't remember if we said yes or no to that.
So you're
So-
in there with the coffee pot going.
Yep. The dent in his vehicle, roughly, beaten out of it.
Repainted. You're here early.
Takes a sip of his coffee and looks at Vivian.
Looks back like, why are you here early?
Reaches into his breast pocket and hands her the letter.
The boss would like to see you in a time.
She's like, who's the boss?
Boss Marty.
Oh.
Oh.
Yeah. You have heard the name Bar Smart Duke, even, outside of
Yeah.
anybody who's mentioned it during the campaign. He is a kind of known person in town.
Well, do you want company?
Probably should go alone.
They can make me stand downstairs. What's the worst that could happen?
I'd rather not get anyone else involved with them if I can.
Lean's really close. Is it just them right now?
Yes, this is before anybody else has shown up.
I hate to break this to you. I think everyone here has some kind of connection to crime of some kind. Maybe not Salvador and Leo. Maybe not Charlie. I mean, I'm not a member, but adjacent. Not of the Orc Mafia, of course, but
He's just sitting there sipping his coffee.
There
we
goes
lost Deca.
Jeremy.
No.
Yep. He had a power blink.
One hell of a blink.
Yep. He said the power went off.
Mm-mm-mm.
Meow.
But he's still on. Well, the Discord would be through his phone, I guess.
No, Discord takes a while to disconnect you.
It took Zoom a second to drop. He just froze, but it took a second for them to drop him.
So if you want to go alone, Go alone, but the offer's there. I mean, the worst they can say is you have to sit downstairs.
At this point, they know you're with me, but just so that no one else gets in trouble or anything, I'll just talk to him alone. He just continues drinking his coffee.
I could just
When he
follow
empties
you.
his cup, empties his cup, he pours another one.
Is that decaffeinated or?
No, it's not.
Do they have decaffeinated
Lord.
coffee in the 20s?
I don't know. Let me look.
Behold!
So anyway, Mr. Anderson, when you wake up,
Mm-hmm.
what do you get into before making your way to the office, if anything?
1903. Yes.
Okay.
That's a good question. I think he just kind of goes through the motions. Just kind of gets ready for the day and then goes for a walk.
Okay. All right, so you go for a morning walk.
Mm.
Give me probably a spot, but let me double check.
Mm-hmm.
That's a big skill yet list. I don't have it all memorized yet.
You're good.
I had somebody's sheet pulled up earlier where they were arranged by category. Which was super useful. But yeah, I think it would just be spot.
Mm-hmm. Success.
Okay. You are pretty sure you are being watched.
Okay.
That somebody was outside your house. You know, they're trying to be subtle, but and you know, as you're walking, you know, they put their paper, whatever they were reading down, and the paper's got a big headline about, you know, this three-way shootout between, you know, the mob and the cops, you know, the mob and the police and the you know, and allegedly a troll.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, when you start walking, you know, he sits there for a second and then he folds up his paper, tucks it under his arm. You know, he's not like he's acting in any rush. But at your casual walking speed, you know, he's staying half a block back and, you know, clearly keeping you in sight.
Mm-hmm.
You know, fairly nondescript guy dressed like, you know, in a suit like any businessman would wear.
Okay. So I don't get aura detection off, but that's fine. He's gonna just turn a corner.
Mm-hmm.
And then basically wait there.
All right. Ah. This Windows thing is... The Zoom Windows thing is messing me up. Anyway.
Mm.
So, like, just into an alleyway, or like you just round the corner of a street and then
Just
just
around the corner
stop?
of the street,
Okay.
and then just stop.
You're not hiding. You're just stepping out of view for a second and then waiting to stare at him when he comes around the corner. Okay.
Basically, yeah.
So, you know, business suit. He's got a little bowler hat. Most
Mhm.
men wear hats, you know, at this point.
Yep.
So he rounds the corner, almost walks into you.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he locks eyes with you, kind of gives a start. Oh, beg your pardon, sir.
That's perfectly fine. It's hard to keep track of where you're going when you're following someone.
Beg your pardon? Laying on the ground outside, that probably not helping in the rain.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's
Oh
fine.
no.
We just dropped off of Twitch, it looks like.
Yeah.
Oop.
All right.
This is what we get for starting on time, honestly.
Got a commercial on Twitch. But it's also showing me a number of viewers and a time, so I think maybe we reconnected.
Yes, it looks like the images have also messed up.
Okay, well, the images were messed up. We're back.
Yeah. The images are messed up because Deca got dumped.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Sorry for that little snafu. Anybody watching? But got just a little bit of stormy weather coming through, which I think is what did that.
Weather is weathering.
Yes. Weather is
The weather is
indeed
being a fickle mistress.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see. Is there a skill for? Let's see. Bargain, command, disguise, etiquette, fast talk. All right. Not really one for reading another person. Let's
Insight.
see.
I think there's an
Where's
insight.
that?
I
It's
don't
under
know, but it's
perception.
Oh, okay. It's in perception. Okay. Yeah. Give me an insight roll.
Success.
So he's acting all flustered, kind of, you know. What? I don't know what you're trying to insinuate, sir. But it's like he's saying the right things. His voice has the right inflection. He's giving the right emotion, but none of that emotion is quite reaching his eyes properly.
Yeah.
And even the little start he gave, it's like there was a second's delay.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he caught him by surprise, and then he had to think for a second, and then react like, you know.
Yeah.
Like would be a natural reaction. But I'm not sure what you're implying, sir. I'll leave you to your day. And he kind of edges around you, you know. Like you might somebody that you're not sure what this guy's going off about. I'm just going to go my way.
He catches him by the arm. I don't appreciate people following me. What is it you want?
I don't. Sir, please take your. And he says it loudly enough, like he's trying to get people's attention. Sir, please take your hand off of
Security.
me. I apologize if you think I was doing something nefarious, but I really need to get to work.
Mm-hmm. Then keep your work away from my home.
Sure thing, pal. And once he manages to detach his arm from you, he kind of scurries off. Never so much as glances behind him, over his shoulder at you.
Mm-hmm.
This was a human.
Yeah.
Which is by far the most common person you'd see in your neighborhood.
Mm-hmm. He will then take a bit of a circuitous route to the office.
Right. So he's walking to the office?
Yeah.
Okay. I wasn't sure if that's what you meant by take a walk, or if you meant he was taking a walk and ain't going to go to the office.
No, yeah, he's just taking a walk.
Okay. So, it's several blocks away.
Hmm.
When you get there, Vivian and Teak are already there.
Mm-hmm.
Vivian is, I imagine, sipping coffee.
Teak is on his fourth cup.
Yeah, Teak is drinking coffee like he's been through a few cups. He's deep in his cups. Vivian, are you still holding the letter, or did you set it on the desk after you read it? Or did you hand
She
it
would
back?
have given it back to Teak.
Okay.
It's in his breast pocket.
So, yeah, Teak's looking a little despondent.
Mm-hmm.
Even kind of gives a look of ask him what's going on.
Deke, would you happen to know why I had someone waiting for me outside of my house, then followed me for several blocks?
Would Teak know?
No, not really. I mean,
Just looks at him
if it
like,
was an orc, okay, maybe you could come up with a theory. But
was
Audible
it
eye
human?
roll.
Was it human or orc?
Yes, human.
Then I have no idea. If it was an orc, then I mean that would make sense. But a human, not really.
This week wasn't already crummy enough. All right, what's going on?
He just hands him the letter.
also like to see you at a time.
I see.
I mean, I already volunteered to go, so
If I step foot in that building, I'm not making it out alive.
I'm choosing to go alone.
I will follow you.
That's fine, but you just need to be a few blocks back, if anything. I just don't want anything to happen to you. That's all I'm saying.
Which, considering how much of a... Considering what happened yesterday, might not be safe for any of us there.
I don't know
I
much
don't
about outside of just I repaired a troll's truck. That's all I know. Yeah, I mean, and don't tell me because the less I know, the better right now.
All right, so
Mhm.
About this time, you hear some of the newsies outside. Doing the whole read all about it. Sales pitch. Talking about mobsters in a shootout with monsters and the cops cleaning up the mess.
Does it? Vivian will go down and buy a newspaper and bring it back up. Does it say anything about the troll being killed
No, it
or
does
fleeing?
not. The troll fled the scene. Apparently, when the police arrived, there were a lot of dead orcs. They were not all dead when the police arrived, though they were by the end of the incident. One police officer was badly injured when the troll apparently threw a dumpster at him. It then got into its vehicle and made its escape, smashing into the two police cars that were there, rendering them incapable of following it. There were sightings of the truck, in other parts of town. The police currently believe that it fled out of the city. They are contacting the county sheriff to try to get some people looking for it. There's an APB out for the vehicle. And there's theories tying it to the other deaths between the dwarfs and the dwarfs and the orcs and whatnot. But that's not the police have not officially made that theory. This is the reporter writing the article making that theory. Comparing the an anonymous source within the police department, saying the gunshot wounds on some of the orcs matched the gunshot wounds on some of these other bodies. And the story goes on to reiterate all the strangeness that's been happening since the new year.
Do we want to go looking? Or just let it come find us? Or hope that it just never finds us?
Are we talking about the troll or elsewhere?
Yes.
I don't know.
Well, you have at least one more meeting today, probably, with the captain.
I do.
Since I'm being forbidden by teeth for coming, do you want company to that?
You wish to come.
She kind of shrugs. She's like, I don't know. I'll come if you want me to come. If you want to go take care of this by yourself, take care of it by yourself. He'd probably do better with just you there, being a human and all.
Then I'll go myself.
All right. So, what is Vivian going to spend her day doing?
Being grumpy, staring at the phone, because she's given the phone number out to both sides, and
Oh, I had forgotten about that. All right. So, eventually Teak and Michael leave for their various meetings.
Mhm.
Vivian, you will get a call from someone identifying themselves as Mason Wolf. He tells you he is representing the Dwarven Brewers Guild. And they are willing to meet, at your office, the sort of meeting you were trying to set up. They
Yeah.
are willing
The
to show up.
parlay.
Yeah, they're willing to show up for this parlay.
I
Given
appreciate
recent
you.
events, they're willing to talk with the orcs because,
Enemy of my enemy is my friend, or
I
the
like
whole
our
yeah.
friends.
yeah, that, and
Hunting.
it may be that neither of us were responsible for the attacks on the others,
Yeah.
Let's at least get our facts straight before anything escalates and starts harming business.
Like
On
I
both
will
sides.
take your. I appreciate you contacting me. Once I hear back from the other parties, I will reach back out and set up a time that'll be good for both of you.
That would be fine. He leaves you with a number that you can contact him at, or at least leave a message. It's an answering service.
Yeah. She knows. How long is it after the other two have wandered off?
Oh, 20 or 30 minutes.
Not enough time to catch up with either one of them and be like, hey! Teak was driving, so yeah, she wouldn't catch up.
But you do not hear back from the orcs yet.
She's like, they're probably very busy right now.
Yep.
Uh-oh. We've lost another one to a power blip.
Well, given
That's a good time to call it.
and given how close it is to 9 anyway,
Dropping like flies.
Yep.
Yeah, Teak just walks in and just he's there, ready to go. Next time.
Yep. So
First thing next time.
We'll go ahead and wrap it since we're losing players.
Slowly.
Weather is weathering. We started on time, folks. We're sorry.
Clearly, it was a starting on time that triggered all of this.
It was.
I love the boxes on Zoom. It's like Jason's face in the middle, my
Torso.
my torso, like the thing. Then
I'm actually where I'm supposed to be mostly.
yeah, you are.
Yeah, it's cutting off at the top of your head a little bit. But anyway, I hope people at home enjoyed this before the technical issues and storms started taking people out. Hope you'll come
Weather is
back
a
next
hell of a
week
drug.
and join us. Again, I was your storyteller for the evening, Jason, and with me has been Sarah playing Vivian, Carr playing Teak,
Hello.
and we should pour one out for our lost friends, Jeremy, who was playing Salvador, and Eric, who was playing Michael.
Rest on pepperoni.
I don't really have a drink, but I have a glass.
Skull. And we will see y'all next week.
Bye bye.
So tread with care and heed the sign. Abomination, Ali's line. For in the night the shadows grow and take with them your troubled soul.